Page 22, Swan Lake, or a theme from Swan Lake, the ballet Swan Lake. Very famous melody. You have to pretend this is an orchestra playing this. Can you sound like an orchestra? Well, I don't know. That's what the pedal is for anyway. It's pretty steady, not a lot going on. You check the fingering, watch it very carefully. We have these pulsating or these constant chords in the left hand until you get over to page 23 and the 16th notes in the right hand, that like a tremolo effect. Okay, but at the beginning it's G minor chord. It's 2 flats. We're in the key of G minor, by the way. Make sure you can do the scale on G minor. It's important. Just do the major and minor scale with the same key signature while you're at it. So do B flat major and G minor, the scale, and you ought to be doing the arpeggios too. So here the left hand starts with the G minor chord. Also, when I first learned a piece of music, I do it without pedal. You want to make sure the hands and everything and you can hear clearly, and then when you add the pedal you can tell a definite difference, and you're listening for that difference and what the pedal does. If you start immediately with pedal, you never hear it without pedal, and that's unfortunate. But do it without pedal at first. Just make sure you get these down at the same time. How fast you go, it doesn't matter. It's slow. 1 and 2 and the second measure, then 1, then we have 4, then here, C, E flat. If you can't don't want your hand up here, you got to do that. I'll leave that fingering up to you. So it's second measures here. Watch the fingering here in second, here, 4 and 2. It's a B flat. That's fine. And then it's a 2, and then put thumb on it. It's a substitution. So we can ready to go on. You don't really have to. You can leave 2 on it, but you got a C coming up, so you can lift. You can just reach up a little bit if you want. If you just want to stay on 2. So again, the second line is here. Stay there if you want. Just 4th finger though. So forth. Let's go over to page 23, second line, and we got some accidentals. So let's make sure we got these. You're up here. Here. What is going on there? Well, that's what he wrote. It's not my fault. It's here. It's a D flat, E flat, and here. Here, 4th finger. So forth. Wasn't that fun? Then you go on. For that 3rd line, I recommend in the left hand you play it with 5th finger because you're here. So play with 5th finger and then put thumb on it. Substitute. I don't want to have to go from here to here. That's dangerous. So it's here, and then I can go here, and there's 1 E and a 2 E and a. And I'm just rotating, and I'm putting a little accent. It's a felt thing on each beat. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. And drop the wrist a little bit as you do this. Don't stiffen up and play with a wrist. It's a boo-doo-doo, boo-doo-boo-doo, boo-doo-boo-doo. Can you boo-doo-boo-doo like that? Because when you're doing this, and you're doing this, that's weird. And then you die away it, and you can slow down too. Morindo means to just die away. You slow down and diminuendo and everything, just die away. Retardando, I don't know that you need a retardando with a morindo, but okay, make sure you slow down, but die away. Just fade out. Now on the second line, I question their slurring or their phrasing, because they've got it here. No. These, in the second measure, those 8th notes, they lead into it. So they actually start the phrase. It's like a pickup. So here, lift up. Here, that's where the phrase really is. If you want to hear the phrasing, you do that. Of course, the pedal covers it all up anyway, but it's nice to at least feel the phrasing so you can feel the sentences, feel the music. It's all part of it. So keep that in mind. It's like top of page 23, I told you leads into it. Well, same thing. So if you're going to break a phrase at the first measure on page 23, here, it's here, between here and here, between those two eighth notes. That would be, in my opinion, the phrase. Other people would have different opinions, but I'm giving you my opinion because it's my video. Dynamics, you can read the dynamics. You're soft, means these things have to be very soft. Of course, they tell you that at the beginning. I don't agree with their notation the way they've done it, but they get the point across. You're very soft in the background. This soft. Hear this melody above everything, no matter what's going on. You're staying in the soft area. You don't have to stay exactly that, but in that area, because once you get the feel in the music, you might get a little louder and softer as you feel it. And then the last line on page 22, you're going to gradually crescendo up. They don't tell you how loud to get. You can actually go up to about a moderately loud, to the loud range if you want, but don't get there until the A at the top of page 23, the first note. That's your target note. That's where you're headed. So you're soft at the beginning of the last line on page 22. Go up a little bit. See, I kind of take it almost like a phrase at a time. A little louder. See, each of these longer notes, these dotted quarter notes, each one gets a little louder. Is all, and I'm stepping up to that. Then I'm down. And I recommend at the top of page 23, go ahead and connect the whole line together. Connect all that. I would not separate it. There. Because this leads into it. That leads into it. And so connect it. Most cases I connect a lead in, not always, but most. Pretty sure if you listen to the orchestra play it, there's no break in there. They connect it all straight through. Then you're going to crescendo again in the second line of page 23. Crescendo e ritardando means slow down a little bit too. Here. Now, you started crescendoing from the second measure on the first line, and by this time you're up to about a medium loud in area, somewhere in the middle. And then they say medium loud there. This is tricky because I'm louder than medium loud at the end of the second line. And it's these dotted quarter notes that I'm aiming at. Each one of these is getting a little louder. At the beginning of the second line, this dotted quarter note is one loudness, not too loud. And then a little louder for that one. And that's it. And then you come down to moderately soft for the left hand. The right hand is to come down to really soft, or soft at least. And you're going to go down to soft. So it's here, softer, 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 soft. Practice that. Each one gets a little softer. The right hand, just keep it very soft. The dial away means go to very soft or softer than that if you can. Don't use the soft pedal, it's cheating. Do it with the hands. Speed-wise, you can find recording. That's about where I think it's the flow of the piece. It's kind of a leisurely pace. It's not slow, it's just a leisurely pace. That makes these feel a little faster than that. It's a pulsating sound. It's like boom, 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 boom. Here's what we want. This is a leisurely pace, whatever that is to you. Then we add the pedal because we want the overtones, we want to connect these. But it would be nice not to smear it up too much although they are pedaling, see where the eighth notes are in the second measure? They're pedaling each beat. That helps cut down on the smeariness. And that helps too. Yeah, that's good. So I'm guessing for the most part you can pedal it like they show. Just keep in mind at the end of the third line on page 22, the pedal comes up with the hands, and this G is by itself. So there's a breath. It's like a taking breath. And then you can pedal. Now you can also, if you want, finger pedal these notes in the left hand on these broken chords. On the last line on page 22 here, you can finger pedal that and hold it down. It's part of interpreting the music. And that helps. I mean, the pedal will help you out. But this way, if you're holding it down, you can actually change the pedal with pretty much every beat, and it won't get nearly as smeary. So for instance, at the end of the third line on page 22, I'm here. See, I lift the pedal up with the hands, and then the next line, if I do this, it's getting kind of smeary. I'd like to keep it fairly clean, but I want the overtones. If I just pedal it on every beat, I get that. And that cleans it out a bit, but I lose a lot of the harmony because I lose this note. I want to keep that note. So if I finger pedal the note, I can change the regular pedal and I don't lose the note. Down on page 23 here, they're pedaling with each of these. We want to keep the overtones going even though it's soft. You pretty much have to pedal with it here. There's not a lot of time to overlap it. You pretty much have to. So as I play it, lift up. I question that. So you think, well, I can't do it, it's too fast. Well, keep in mind at the beginning of that line above the staff, there's meno mosso. See that? That means less motion, which means play it slower. So it's here. And then at the end, slow down and die away. And then I suggest here, we don't want it to just end. We don't want the sound to just abruptly end. So what we do is let the keys up, keep the hands on the keys, just let the keys up, and then gradually lift the pedal up. Slowly lift the pedal up and let the dampers gradually touch the strings, and the sound should fade out. You should not get buzzing. If you do, have your technician check your dampers or something. There should be no buzzing because you do this. If it's an electronic keyboard you have, some keyboards will do it and some won't. You have to check yours. But you can still, on some of them, you can let the pedal up slowly and the sound will die away. If that doesn't work, you can always reach up to the volume control and just gradually turn it down too on an electronic keyboard. That works fine, whatever works.